What's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy Game Like Will. Now, we're going to talk about limiting beliefs and confidence and shit like that. Now, listen, man, it's not about the rejection or the exception, it's about how you handle and how you feel about the no, right? Now, hold on. I came up with this product the other day. I'm just gonna call it H and V for now. H and V, or nah, I don't like that. Just know I came up with a product, and that product breaks down like certain categories of women, certain types of women, and then it breaks down another type of woman, and then there's a third woman, which is a woman that just don't want you. You know what I'm saying? You can't, like, come on now, like there's women, like everybody, we're human, right? There's times where I was in school, and I promise you, I feel like every woman there, even if they didn't personally know me enough to like me, they was like, oh, that's the new guy that's always around all the girls. Like, so I was like, pre-selection was crazy. But what I'm trying to say is like, there still was women that I was like, yeah, I see you, you see me. You might have a boyfriend or something, but she was some fine shit. So I'm like, I'm not saying I felt like she was out of my league, but I felt like she wasn't the typical type of chick I would really go for, even though I know she's some fine shit. If that makes sense. So, but I say that to say, like, bro, there's women who you're just not really gonna try to talk to. Like, now that I, you know, am a dating coach and I know more about game, like, yeah, I'll put a little hint in there. I'll put a little, like, a lot of women. This is why the whole debate about going direct versus indirect is so like preposterous, because it's like, well, where do I stand in this, right? Every man got to question that, like, which one am I? Well, how do I move? And I'm telling you, me personally, bro, I don't let nobody tell me or force me to choose indirect or direct. I'm like 100% right now. Right now, it just changed with the product I just made. I'm really, I would say 80% direct, 20% indirect. I think I've been that way, but like, yeah, like 80%, or maybe 60 to 70% direct, 40% indirect. And the reason why is the more game I get, the more indirect I'm almost forced to be, just because when the more you know about women and the more you know about different types of women, the more you're just not going to chase something that you just might not get. And I'm not saying you, because that could sound very weak in the concept of what we're talking about. But like, I know there's certain types of women who naturally, um, I don't tolerate women who think they're better than men and shit like that, or women who are in high competition with men, or women who have that. I ain't gonna say like daddy issues or whatever, because like, that's just, that don't define her holistically. But there's certain characteristics that I don't want to become a guy who's like, oh, start complaining about women every video. Like, that's not gonna be me. And it's just not me. There's wicked women out here. There's women who feel like men are bad creatures. Deep down within, they feel that way. And with the products that I build, the products that I make, y'all boys will never run into that, because it's just like the products are too cold. The shit I build is too cold. And again, you gotta vet a woman. Like, I can't vet her for you. But at the same time, I've created a product that I feel like I use it. I don't even care who buy it or not. I use it, and it just, the shit's called gold. It's golden for me. Now, for somebody else, it might not be golden, because a lot of y'all haven't been out doing approaches. A lot of y'all haven't been out talking to a lot of women, so y'all haven't really been able to really see what the fuck I'm talking about. So if I give y'all that product, y'all just gonna be like, what the fuck? Why would I do this if I'm not even doing that? And that's totally true. So the product is for guys who actually go out, talk to women, and approach women, and go to clubs and places and actually conversate with women. Because to be a high value man, you have to have some real knowledge. Like, it can't just be all, like, it can't be up in your, like, your head. You have to actually physically be doing certain things, because you have to actually understand that, you know, uh, the limiting beliefs that most guys have come from inexperience. You know. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, it comes from inexperience, and that's what it comes from. It comes from inexperience. It doesn't come from nothing else, right? Your life, your life, um, the action you take in your life, the things that you do, builds character. More than anything, you know, obviously you could do affirmations. Obviously you could be strong in religion, or obviously you can talk to yourself the right way. These things matter a hell of a lot. But when you get in front of a woman, you have to quickly assess. You have to quickly assess, and that's what I'm saying about the product that I just built for myself. And not even wasn't for other people, but it is. I'm gonna have to upcharge on that shit because it's really valuable. But I'm not gonna lie, it's a matter of eyesight and awareness a lot of the time, right? If I'm walking through a jungle and I'm trying to capture, I'm not compare women to animal, but in a sense we all are animals. I'm trying to capture something, animal, whatever. I have to think about what's most likely for that animal to do, right? I have to think about that. Like, what's most likely for this type of woman to do, or that type of woman to do. That gives me a whole lot of leeway in how I'm going to talk to or not. How it gives me the type of leeway in which I got to give. Because the thing about relationships, you want to be yourself, but every coach could attest to this. I just heard a female say this earlier. She's a female dating coach, but she talked to guys. I mean, she's a dating coach. She's a female, but she talked to guys. And she's like, being yourself is not always the answer, because if you're being yourself and you're single, how is it the answer? And that's very true. Most guys say that, so I was surprised to see a female say that. Obviously, you want to be able to be yourself. You know the saying, you do what you want when you pop in. That's basically what it is. You don't say like, oh, I got no women on my roster. Nobody thinks I'm attractive. You know what I'm saying? I haven't had no punani in 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I sleep on my mom's couch. You know what I'm saying? You don't say all of these things, or not even say, but these things are actually accurate in your reality. And then all of a sudden, you think you're going to go to the club, or you think you're going to go to McDonald's or any fucking where, and you're going to talk to the baddest bitch that you see, and you think she going to say, okay, here's my Instagram, here's everything, you know, hit me up, and you're going to actually make that shit conversion into a date, and then conversion into the bed. Like, bro, life is not a movie. I'm sorry. And I'm here to break that ice for you, man. Life is not a movie. It can become a movie depending on how much game you got, but it's not just a movie like that. And that's just the sad truth. And I'm breaking that ice right now, which is a spell. And I'm breaking that for y'all boys. Now listen, because your thought patterns and the way you think can really put you in a predicament. So if you really want to learn, you have to listen to people who know what the fuck they talking about, first of all. And then you have to also journal to yourself. Because you want to take what people tell you, but you want to morph it into where it is actually palatable and it makes sense to your own brain. Because you got to know you're where you are, I'm where I am, and the guys I listen to are where they are. And none of us are in each other's shoes, you feel me? But when someone says something, it's like this. Look, Pete, every woman is also an individual. That's why listening to YouTube videos in bulk, in mass, is fucking, it's not retarded, but you gotta have enough game to even listen to certain things. Because it was a point where I didn't have enough game and I would listen, and that was bad information for me, but not for somebody who older than me who know that that's some stupid shit. I can seep through shit and now have an opinion on everything because of the action I take in my real life. So I can listen to somebody and say, no, she's saying some dumb shit right here, but this shit was cold. Because women will say some shit and it'll be, 50% of it will be cold, 50% of it will be some bullshit. And then if you become a fan of that person, now you believe they start to change your mind. This is why having real life experience, RLS, is so important. This is why I tell y'all to approach 10 women a day. And with the product that I give y'all, that will it'll it's like cooking. It's like that ingredient plus this ingredient will make you the guy who can actually make more conversion rates with women. Because women like experience. They like guys who are smart, witty, guys who don't need them for nothing. And that's why guys can't do it, because how can you go from sleeping on your mom's couch, not having nothing, not having no mouthpiece, and you know this about you more than she know it about you. She's a stranger, right? So when you walk up to her, you show her that that's true. I do sleep on my mom's couch. I don't get a lot of women. So that's how you frame it to her. She just picks up on what you put down. And what I'm saying is, if when you can locate the type of woman you talking to before she even open her mouth, a lot of times with the product that I'm giving y'all, it changes the trajectory, because she can't run game on somebody who is already understanding the stripes on the zebra. I already understand the stripes on the cobra versus the grass snake versus the python versus, you know what I'm saying? I see, all women have one nature, but they're all different. People, they have a nature inside of a nature. Like snakes, they're all snakes. They do the same shit. They hiss. They make the same noise. But the spots on the snake symbolize if I'm gonna go anywhere near it. I'm telling y'all that limiting beliefs come from action, just like non-limited beliefs come from action. Confidence or unconfident, you call it, comes from action. So if I don't do nothing all day, if I don't post a video, that's only adding on to how I believe that I have no confidence to do it. Once I start making the video and I start seeing the feedback and things come back from the video, now I have something to work with to say whether I am actually going to because confidence is a choice, in my opinion. Like, now that I'm looking at it from I always thought of it more of like something that's like ingrained in the motherfucker, but like confidence is a choice, because it's a lot of people who talk themselves out of everything that could be good for them. Like, they talk themselves straight out of it because it's a choice. It might not feel like a choice from where you are, but when you look at it from where I'm looking at it from, it's definitely a choice. Because, say for instance, a chick give me her number, or I give her my Instagram, and she hit me up. A lot of y'all do this. It's a chick that's trying to make shit shake with y'all, and what y'all do is y'all will start texting that woman slow. Y'all will start, the fear of failure will start. Y'all will start doing shit to self-sabotage. Like I told y'all in the other video, y'all will start hitting up more of the chicks that are more attractive that you can't get, to distract yourself from the one that you can get. Not even realizing by ignoring the ones you can't get and focusing on the one that you could get is going to make them jealous. Some women are just the type of creatures that they only like to take what other women got. You think it's only guys who take stuff from other guys? No, women do that all the time. And there's certain women that if you go after them, they don't want it because they ain't taking nothing from nobody at that point. A really attractive woman think more like a fox, a predator. Y'all don't understand that? A woman, even some unattractive women, but here's the thing. With the product that I'm giving y'all, y'all can understand all sides. And y'all can understand that, listen, I'm going to give less of my attention to women who play games. Very important. Very fucking important. You can't even get good at the game if you give all your attention to the wrong women. Because you're going to have so many backed up bad experiences that you ain't even going to make it far. You're not going to be building tension. You're not even going to be going on dates. How you going to build tension? You ain't even going on dates. You're so busy chasing what you cannot get. Shout out to Game God Goldie. You chasing what you can't get. Like, that's a problem. That's the problem for a lot of guys. So confidence is a consequence. Confidence is a consequence of your consciousness. The unconscious stay where they are. The conscious actually know how to move and groove and dance with life to where they can actually change the trajectory of what's going on. Because you keep running into the same women. Let's be honest with like y'all right now. If you run into the same result over and over again, what you think gonna happen to you? What you think gonna happen if you run into the same types of women over and over again? I mean, 25 years of your life, that's a quarter of your life. Most of y'all already been in a relationship that wasn't so fond. So you're off to a bad start. You run into a couple more women who think that it's okay to get back at their men. Guess what's gonna happen to you? I mean, listen, it's a lot of guys out here who are broken, a lot of guys who are hurt. And I don't think that's wise as a man, because women, that's a turnoff to women. So, like I said, even that's just a turnoff. You see what I'm saying? Strength is knowing what you're capable of, knowing what you're not capable of, and working with what you could do. And saying, well, I can't do what I can't do. That's strong. Because it's not a lie. It's only weak when that's a lie. When you're like, oh, I'm putting a limit on myself. Nah. I'm not telling y'all what type of women to go for, what type of women not to go for. I'm just saying, when you master the ones who really want you, really got time to fuck with you, and really prioritize you, the ones, it's not about how good a woman look, fellas. Like, lately, I've really been zoning in on that. I'm like, man, listen, like, I used to unconsciously just approach all the sevens, the eights, the nines, the tens. Like, yeah, that's still how I'm moving and grooving. You know, if I see a chick I want, I'm going to say something. But I'm more so going to test her temperature real quick, see what the fuck she talking about. Because within the first couple of moments, you could tell if a chick think her shit don't stink. And I don't like a chick who think her shit don't stink. I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. That shit's cool and all, but I mean, it might make for a good bedroom partner, but it don't really make for all the other shit. You know? So, like, I'm not telling y'all to degrade y'all fucking standards either, and fuck on all these chicks that's just like, you know, crazy and low value and have no self-esteem. But I'm telling y'all, there's women who really are worth it and women who are not. And y'all gotta understand that, and I break that down in a product that I just made. If you want it in further detail, definitely lock in with your boy, man. And that's where I'm gonna leave this video at, man. Experience crafts confidence. If I say, man, I don't think I could beat Usain Bolt in a race, or Michael Phelps in a swimming contest, shit, I can't even swim. Well, why can't you swim? This is a journaling question. Why can't you swim? Oh, because when I used to go to school, I used to just look at the pool and be like, man, I ain't jumping in that shit. Because I know I start over here and I end up all the way over on that other end, and I don't trust a motherfucker to save me. I save me. Right? But see, here's the thing. If you would have stuck your pinky toe in, maybe you would have ended up getting in. Maybe someone would have threw you a floaty, and maybe you would have started falling in love with water, and then maybe you would have understood. And see how that worked? Confidence is not overnight. Self-belief is not overnight. Getting good with women is not overnight. Because they have to feel your aura, bro. It's not what you say. It's your aura, bro. That's why a nigga don't got to say nothing to be desirable. Because they can tell if you want them. And the type of women that y'all tend to go after subconsciously for some reason, the ones you think are hot is the ones that are mean, the ones that don't want to fuck with y'all. And they only want a nigga who can match that energy. So you have to be mean too. And a lot of y'all wasn't raised by women who taught y'all how to be mean. Because you being mean meant you were too masculine. So it's not even a equate. It's not even a equate. It don't equate. You don't equate. You're not a risk taker. You're not brave. You're not gonna grab her by the hand. You're not gonna do none of that masculine shit. So she ain't fucking with that. You're not gonna talk shit back. You're not gonna banter. See, a lot of banter even got to do with confidence because it's not just having a line in your arsenal. It's having a mind that is dominant over women. Women don't want. That's why they like intelligent guys because a guy is mentally dominant, meaning he's quick-witted and clever, meaning it's never a moment where I'm gonna say something to him. He not gonna a catch what the fuck I just did. C I mean B know how to conversion rate that shit back into a ass whooping on my end, and C he just good at making himself look good in front of everybody. That's why women like manipulative guys because that guy he's equipped for what life really is about. Like he understands like the way you are perceived is so fucking important. So he's just not gonna let anything slide, and they could act like they don't like that, and they might even fuck around and hate it. But the one thing they know is that shit. If I was a guy, I'd rather have that skill, that survival skill, than to be somebody who just getting picked on. It's one thing for sure, they're not gonna fuck with a guy that's getting picked on. So with that being said, you have to be somewhat mean. You have to have invisible spikes. You have to have invisible spikes. You have to be more of a porcupine. You look innocent, but then when they start talking shit, man, they feel, what the fuck? Why I can't talk shit to Brett for some reason? It's like every time I talk shit to him, it's like something happens. It's like this guy talking shit back. It's like he gets more confident when I start challenging him. You see what I'm saying? But you could be a quiet nigga in the corner doing your work, but as soon as she say something you don't like, I ain't feeling that. You speak your mind. You demonstrate that it's big me, little you every time. So I don't care what nobody think about this video. I don't care if they think I'm cocky, conceited. Listen, you gotta think that way because you have to have an arrogance and a self-esteem. Women only like guys who they could look up to, and that's just the bottom line. I don't know how many ways I can say this shit, but listen, confidence or inconfidence come from experience or inexperience, and women are very sensible to that. So they're gonna say, "Oh, he don't know that I'm looking at him and that I like him already." That's why That's why so quick they go from liking somebody or not liking somebody but thinking he attractive to automatically just not fucking with you at all because they trust that a guy that I really would want to sleep with will already know what the fuck he doing outside of the bedroom immediately, which is true. And that's why I tell y'all to cop this product. Man, cop this fucking product. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling y'all gonna be moving differently. I can't promise y'all gonna sleep with every chick y'all come across, but y'all gonna understand how power dynamics happen, how power really operates because you could give your power away so fast and it happens almost automatically that you need something to stop your mind from just going down a rabbit hole because that's exactly where it goes. Because there's a lot of women I see on a day-to-day basis that I would sleep with, like it's not a lot, but it's a lot. Like just by going outside, just by doing shit, y'all guys know. Especially if you go to the gym, you go to fucking Chipotle, you know what I'm saying? You go to anywhere, go to the mall, go anywhere, and go in any store. There's gonna be one cashier that you would sleep with. Go to McDonald's, it's like go anywhere. And so with that being said, if y'all don't got no like way to kind of scan, because I'm not saying don't stop approaching. I'm not saying stop approaching, but I'm saying if you can't scan who you just approached, the relationship is not going to be you're not going to be desired. You're not going to be sought after at all. Yes, you can approach first and then become sought after. You can also be approached first and then forgotten about. A lot of y'all guys who talk about handsome man Rizz, y'all don't been approached by women before? In middle school, high school? It don't happen as much. I mean, it kind of do happen if you go to clubs or certain parties, but like if you around, you see certain things, bro. And I'm telling you, like, no matter if she approach you first or you approach her first, the same rules are in effect, which is you can't chase her. A chick could be the most easiest chick in the world, but if you chase her, she not gonna be easy that day. She gonna be like, I'm busy, I'm doing something. And then she's not gonna text you back. She's gonna test you to see what type of nigga this is. This shit is so powerful that I believe this product could take anybody to the next level. Because how can't it? If you don't need no game for a woman to want to sleep with you. Like it was a lot of times when I was younger, I had no game, but they was around. They were trying to get crushed. You dig? So that's what I'm trying to say to y'all boys, man. Just understand value and how that shit work, and understand that in any given moment you could throw it all away. You could throw it all away, without if you're not aware. If you're not aware of that shit. So limiting beliefs is important, and you gotta understand, man, how to understand that these women ain't paying you no attention. If you go into a place and you just sit back and don't approach, you'll know, like, oh shit, I would have approached her, but just by me sitting back and chilling, she ain't say nothing to me. But guess what? Women are weird, because if you work with her, she might look at you more. I can't even say they weird. That's just her going off of more like, oh, he got a job, he minded his business. Bro, y'all gotta understand women. They are different, bro. If you work with a chick and you don't pay her enough